How's it going, guys? What is up? Moses here, bringing you another Wolcen video. And today I'm going to talk about the developer stream that was hosted at the GWW's Twitch channel with the host and the CEO of Wolcen, Daniel Delwy, and David Brevik from Diablo. So I'm here to kind of like share my thoughts and my opinion on how this entire thing went, and kind of like do a little bit of a nitpicking when it comes to what I see were the flaws in the entire 1 hour stream. All right, so let's start. First and foremost, the introduction, even before the stream was announced. Sorry, as the stream was announced, Wolcen published this on their Twitter feed. Right here, without actually having a link to the Twitch channel itself. And it was also here as well, Geeks Worldwide, but there's no actual Twitch channel, which is just to begin with a flaw. Because like, if you want to, we're talking about a difficult community, right? The Wolcen community. You got people that are still, like myself, defending the game and think it has good potential, but then you have a massive movement of people that are disappointed, a lot of trolls, a lot of hate that was generated regarding this game, and just like starting off the bat, not giving the people their Twitch channel. Like, sure, of course it was here, and if you went here, you could see it through Steam. There was the actual link to the Twitch channel on the Steam thing. That's fine. But like, if you're tweeting about something, give us a link. Now that's a very small thing. Second thing, from the very beginning, Daniel's mic was terrible. Now there's a thing here. Daniel is French and his English is not a native English speaker. I'm from Israel. My English is not perfect, and that's fine. But if you're going to represent Wolcen, of course you're the CEO. I mean, of course you're the man, and of course you know everything about there is to know about this game. But like, throughout the interview, Daniel had some problems recalling some of the skills name in English. He really kind of like got stuck a couple of times there, and it shows, it doesn't show that you're not serious, but it does show lack of professionalism that people come to expect from the man who's the CEO of the game that they want to see grow and develop. So there is the English, French problem, but there was also a problem where there was like, Daniel's mic was actually terrible, and let's take a step back. The entire concept of a 3-player game in Wolcen is not a very good idea. I understand that you want to make an interview with David Brevik that will kind of like hype up the game because people love him, love what he did, but 3-player, even duos in Wolcen, is a problematic issue. If you guys play the game, I've been playing the game for 426 hours, roughly 400 hours since release. I've been grinding this game day in, day out. I love the game. I have 3 characters over here. A warrior, a mage, pistol man, and a bow character is going to be my next build. I love this game, right? So there's a problem where you bring in 3 people and the idea is to market the product, right? The idea is to make the game look good. Wolcen, let's just say the truth, is not at the moment a very polished game in a group play. sense. So there was an issue. Like there were a lot of lags. There were a lot of like inconsistencies with characters. Like you could see on the stream characters jumping all over the place. Major lags, and also the game has a lot of performance issues. Let's be honest about it. You know, we're not going to lie, right? We're not going to try and make things look better than what they actually are in reality. The game has performance issues, and I noticed whenever there was kind of like a cutscene or a loading time, I don't know, whatever they were using, probably Discord, the speech program they were using, kind of like lagged because the PC gave priority to the game loading, and then kind of like took some resources off, and then you would hear Daniel cutting off middle of the speech. These things, they show lack of professionalism that you don't see in any other kind of like companies, gaming companies, and it is not allowed from Wolcen Studios' perspective for something like that to happen, because it creates an even further bad image to the game. It's like even in a development stream, developer stream, you can't get your shit together and show clean gameplay. There's something wrong with the game if that is the case. Okay, so adding 3 people, of course, David is United States. There's like the whole server, but still, I understand. People like the GWWs is in the United States, if I understand correctly. Daniel's Europe, right? France, and David also. So when you put 3 people together, 3 different locations on the globe, there will be problems. And add that to the fact that the game is high performance and it's not optimized. That's simply the truth. And it just gives a very, very bad, even worse image to the game. So I just kind of like, these were like the major kind of like glaring things that I saw that were kind of like didn't sit right with me. I thought I needed to make a video about that. Furthermore, I love David, he's great, but I don't know if it was it's kind of like it was appropriate. I feel like the entire thing was kind of like made up in an instant. Like they talked about it and then they said, all right, let's do it. But they should have tested the stream on like a separate channel. They should have tested the performance. They should have tested a few days before, because the game has image problems, and if you want to market your game, you don't come out with like a half-assed stream that shows the game at its worst, because in group play the game is at its worst. Even early on, level 1 characters, there aren't too many effects, there aren't too many skills going around, there's not even a full skill bar for the characters, but there's still a lot of performance issues, and it was showing. At the moment, all my playtime, I sometimes play duos with some viewers on the stream, you guys know, but most of the time I play solo. So there's that. David, I don't know how much like spot. I understand they wanted to bring him because he's a very well known, very well liked personality. I really love the guy. I love watching him. I love hearing him speak. He's so insightful. But he didn't have a spot in a stream like this, in my opinion. And it didn't feel like he's connecting too much to the game. It didn't feel like he knows too much about the game. It feels like he was just kind of like dropped out of the sky, and didn't really have kind of like a spot or anything that he was doing there. Didn't seem kind of like natural or fitting or appropriate. Outside of the fact that like 3-man group in Wolcen is not very optimized situation. Now, if you're doing something like this and your goal is to promote the game further, you gotta expect a lot of trolling. There was a lot of trolling in the Twitch chat. That's like a separate thing. People are gonna, be people no matter what you do, right? So, I mean, you can't really control that too much. But it was kind of like very disappointing. Very, very quickly, the entire stream went into kind of like Q&A mode. And I felt that Daniel, the host, I don't remember his name. It's Joe, right? So Joe and David were kind of like silent the vast majority of the rest of the stream, basically 10 minutes in, and it was like a 1 hour stream. And Daniel was kind of like struggling with keeping up with chat, with trying to answer some questions, but it wasn't a full kind of like question answering Q&A kind of situation, because he really was struggling with his English, and it was a mess. It was kind of a mess. I was trying to ask myself some questions in the chat. I tried, but he kind of like skipped them. I don't know. There were a lot of people trying to ask stuff, so you can't expect one man to answer everything, of course. But an appropriate way to do that is to post on your Twitter page when you're announcing that it is actually going to be a Q&A, because nobody knows what this stream is. Like, what is this? Join us. Like, what are you going to do? Live stream Wolcen, cool. Like, what is it going to be? Is it going to be a Q&A? Is it going to be a showcase of some unique feature? You're introducing something new to the game. What is it going to be? Like, we don't know. And the way to do it would have been to be like, hey guys, we have a Q&A. Come hang out, join the stream. We're going to let you know what's going on, what we're working on, what are the new features, what can you expect, talk about the corona. And also, with all love and respect that I have for Daniel, maybe have someone else do it. Because it's a problem to try and convey a message when people don't understand you. And I could really see his frustration. I really like the man, and I know that he wants the game to succeed, and I know he's taking things very personally. It shows on the man. You see he's a good guy, but there's a lot of trolling. And if I was working on a project for 5 years, and I would receive these comments on the internet, it would personally crush me. It would crush me. I'm gonna tell you, honestly, like, if I came out with something new and I would see some of the comments that people, I wouldn't help but feel as if this is kind of like a personal failure of mine. And in some ways it is. So you know what? Maybe you're not the right man for the marketing job. Maybe hire someone who's like a native English speaker that can talk to the audience, because of course you have French audience, of course, but you also, the vast majority of your audience are of the player base are people that are native English speakers or English speakers, right? So if you want to project professionalism, if you want to project reassurance, if you want to make, like, I feel if I came out with a stream like that, my goal would be to reassure the player base. Listen, guys, like, the one message I would love to hear from him. Listen, guys, I know a lot of things went wrong. I know a lot of you are disappointed, but rest assured, we're working our ass off, even with the corona crisis, even with everything that's going on, even after all the bad reviews that we got, to make sure that you are going to be happy with the game. We hear what you have to say. We heard what you said, and we're going to work our asses off to make sure that you're going to be happy about the game. That's what I wanted to hear. And I feel like that's a lot of what the community, a lot of what people wanted to hear. And I know they're reading feedback. I know they're, trying their best. But for a lot of people, it's not enough. for a lot of people, they need that extra reassurance. And I feel that stream was a great opportunity to kind of like, take the game forward. And, they can try and arrange another another opportunity like that. And kind of like try to make up, but seriously, they gotta get their shit together. If they're showing a stream, they need to test the stream before. If there are, audio issues, all they need to do is open up a casual Twitch channel and run it on some obscure username and just do some testings. Nobody knows, nobody watches a stream without a title. Like I've done it before. And that's what you're supposed to do when you want to see if a stream is running properly with the game. You take a test run, because if you when you're out there, there's no more test runs. And if you screw up, if the stream is laggy, if the sound is off, if people don't understand you, that's gonna hurt you. And I feel that stream that could have lifted Wolcen forward, that could have changed some of the perspective that people have, some of the opinion that people have on the game, failed to accomplish that goal, if that was the initial goal, which I can only assume it was. And it saddens me. So yeah, this was kind of like my take on the GWW's interview. I think it was very kind of like unprepared and could have been done way, way, way better. Tell me what you think, guys. Leave your comments. I always answer. I try to answer everything. Feel free to hop in to the stream. Stay safe. Stay at home. It's a quarantine time. I mean, Corona is all over the place. I mean, all I can hope is for you guys and for your families to, just stay safe, stay healthy, and take it easy. We can go through this, and we'll see you on the other side of this, and hopefully a little bit during that on stream. Thanks for watching.